I am the one and only Coachise Official, and welcome back to my channel. And I am here with another video reaction for you to see. Now today, I am going over this disturbing movie that I watched at 3 in the morning. I suggest you don't do this. It's a Netflix special, it's a Netflix movie, and it's called Don't Look Up, starring Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, this movie, I had no idea what it was. It was recommended to me. And I was about to go to sleep one night, and I said, oh, I'll just put this on to lay down to. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yes, I know I said I love horror movies, I love all scary things, but this is more of a real life world crisis thing that can actually happen to the world. And yes, spoiler alert right now. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it, then come listen to this. But I was so surprised with the story of this movie. I didn't look at any trailers, I didn't look at any spoilers, anything at all. I just watched it because I heard it was really good. And when I saw it, I was a little confuzzled. I was confuzzled on the humor, how serious to take the characters, what the hell's going on, if it was real or not. And yeah, it kind of fucked me up in the brain a little bit. There's an asteroid coming down to Earth, and they had 6 months until it would hit Earth and destroy it. That's pretty much the whole topic of it. So Leonardo DiCaprio and Miss Jennifer Lawrence, she plays Kate, and Leonardo plays Randall. So they're two scientists, and they pretty much study rocks and stars out in the solar system. Well, stars, every rock is a star, they say. And they pretty much noticed that the track of one of the stars or asteroids were heading directly towards Earth. And when they discovered this in the beginning of the movie, they didn't know how to feel about it. Leonardo started panicking. They had a whole celebration of finding this rock. First off, they had a whole celebration. And then when he kept doing the calculations of where this asteroid is heading, it was pretty much heading directly to Earth. So he started panicking. He did not tell anyone else that was celebrating with them but Kate. He told her about it. And they pretty much panicked the hell out. Like, they didn't know what to do. So they made a few phone calls to certain people, and they got in touch with NASA, and one of the top scientists there actually saw their calculations of the asteroid coming towards Earth, and he believed it. So he set up somehow an interview with the President of the United States, played by Meryl Streep. Yeah, it's kind of out there. So and then you have Jonah Hill, who plays Miss Meryl Streep's son. And yeah, it's a lot. And they try to get an interview with her to tell her about what's happening, and they wait hours and days, and finally they get into a meeting with her. Not an interview, a meeting. And they're telling her about everything that's happening, and she's pretty much just throwing it away. She's not really caring. She's saying she's been thrown worse things, you know, alien invasions, world destruction, all these different things she's been thrown into meetings about, and she pretty much just like bypassed it and did not care anything about it, until she noticed that it would help her running in her presidency if she had brought this up and made it an issue for the world to see. So that's later on. She decides to jump on board later on. But throughout this process, Kate and Kate and Randall, they decide they want to take it to the public. So they go to a famous newspaper company, and they try to get it out through them. They try to say the president is lying. She knows about everything going on, and all of these different things, but it just does not work. And they end up getting arrested by the government. Then they're taken back to the White House. And at this point, I believe, is when she decides to agree with them that there's something going on, you know, that there's an asteroid coming, and they're going to pretty much go on top of the issue. They're going to try and solve the problem. So throughout the movie, there's another character that owns a phone company called Bash, B-A-S-H, okay? And that character, the owner's character's name is called Peter, which is played by Mark Rylance. So this character here gives me, I own Apple, I am the next man in charge, I have the best technology in the world type of feels. But I cannot explain his characteristics, just the way he held himself. It was so annoying. He spoke slow but fast, and it was just so, yeah. So today, it was, you have to watch it to understand. It was just annoying, but then he still had the knowledge that any smart person of a big company would have. And it was, it was so confusing. So this guy, Peter, he wanted to let the asteroid hit because he found that there was so much money in the asteroid that he can gain out of it. So many different great molecules about this asteroid that he can use towards gaining money and helping people get jobs and all these different things. So instead of actually going through with sending a rocket to the asteroid to destroy it or have it go off course of Earth, he sent different machines there to break it up into smaller pieces so that they can still take in whatever they can get from the asteroid. And it turns out that throughout Kate and Randall's success of going on different television shows, getting notoriety, just becoming public figures, the plan that was set in action didn't actually happen with what they thought it was, because they ended up going with Mr. Peters' decision to send his little machines to the asteroid and actually break it up. Long story short, they send Bash's machines or his technology to the asteroids, and I believe he sent 24 different little machines to break it up into smaller pieces. They sent it over to the asteroid and it didn't work. It did not work. Randall at this point has cheated on his wife with a famous television host that found interest in him. He cheated on her. She found out. Kate falls in love with this boy named Yule that she meets while she's working at the supermarket. And this is all after they've told everyone about this asteroid. No one's taking it serious. Everyone's just focused on social media, the stupid tabloids that are going out, and anything and everything that's not important. And that's a big lesson in this movie, I noticed as well. They want to show that there's really big, important things going on out there, but everyone seems to pay attention to the bullshit. And that's exactly what's happening here. So later on, they pretty much noticed that the plan that the president went with is not working. The president and Bash owner Peter decides to flee at the moment when they see that the machines did not work to help destroy the asteroid. And Miss President leaves her son behind, which, like I said earlier, is played by, what's his name? Jonah Hill. He's left behind, and he's like, oh, she said she'll be right back. But she's gone. She already left. She's in her helicopter. After the president gets a phone call, she notices that she forgot her son in the office where everyone was trying to figure out this whole destruction of the asteroid. Mind you, the asteroid is like literally this close to Earth. So there was no going back to save him. And the movie ends where the asteroid destroys the Earth. So going to bed and having this in my brain disturbed me a lot, but it was a good movie. You, once again, have to see it for the humor, for the characteristics of everyone, to see how you can take it serious or not. Leonardo DiCaprio did an amazing job. throughout this character, like throughout the movie of being this character. He made you annoyed with him. He made you kind of fall in love with him. He kind of made you feel like, oh, are you gonna break out and stop being this big old nerd, you know? So he definitely played the role right, but it was really frustrating, really, really frustrating. Amazing to get through. I sound like the only oxymoron right now because that's how it made me feel. I felt big and small at the same time. It's just, I still don't know how to get over or through it. Like, I honestly will probably watch it again because it wasn't a bad movie at all. It was really good. And it got right to the point. It did not have a lot of segments where you felt like they were just lingering and they're just talking and it's just, throughout the whole movie, you knew that they had 6 months before this asteroid came down to Earth and destroyed it, and they were trying to solve it. And you really get your hopes up because you think that they're actually going to stop it. But they don't. Yeah, big spoiler. And you also had Ariana Grande in this playing Riley Bina, like a famous singer, just like she is, but in this whole world. Like, and then you have Kid Cudi playing DJ Cello, which is Riley, Ariana Grande's character's boyfriend. So yeah, there's a lot in this. You have to see it to understand exactly what's going on and where it goes with everything, but I think it's a really good movie. I recommend it. It's on Netflix now, and it's called Don't Look Up, once again. Please make sure you go watch it. Let me know what you think down below of this movie. If I had to rate this movie out of a 10, I would give it a strong 9. I would give it a 9. The reason why I wouldn't give it a 10 is because I could tell how there were certain things in the movie that isn't believable, you know, like it's not real. You won't see that today, or maybe you would, who knows. More of like the characters of how they're acting, like the president and people in the government, you know, the way the scientists are. I don't know, maybe scientists are like that, but you just never know. I think it's a really good movie. I recommend it to you. 9 out of 10 from me. Go watch Don't Look Up, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and let me know what you think down below. Please make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, notify yourself, do all those good things. I'm Cochise, and I'm out.